I'm kind of having a moment.
No, you're not.
I am. See, and now you just gave it away by talking. We've got the one and only Enrique Iglesias in the studio with us today. Make some noise.
Big audience. Big audience. There's at least 3 people here.
You know what? I can't with you. Well, first of all, it's on video so everybody can see that. See? That's what happens.
Sorry.
When you try to be funny, you break chairs. No.
Good energy. Good. Very good.
First of all, I have to tell you something. So normally before a big interview, and you are, I don't know if you know this, considered a pretty big interview, I like to listen to an artist's music. Enrique, I didn't have enough time to listen to all your damn music. It was ridiculous.
That's a good thing.
That is an amazing thing. I mean, you've been doing this for a long time, and that's not to make you sound older because you are.
Oh, it's okay.
You know, God, you're a sex symbol. But it's like you've amassed this amazing collection of work. I mean, you started in what, like 94, 95?
I started in 95 actually with my first album my first 3 albums were in Spanish. Then 1999 was my first single in English, which was called Bailamos, and then went on and on and on and on and on and on, and I'm definitely sounding old right now.
No, my God.
99, think about it.
But it's like, but the thing is, you've also made this music that has and will last for generations. I mean, people are gonna rock out to it. Like, I was listening and I was like, oh my, they just hit after hit.
You're very
after
kind.
hit.
I've made a lot of flops too.
Yeah, but you can make a lot of flops when you make as much great music as you make. And please, I understand the whole humility thing. And all of that.
I don't mean that. I mean that honestly. I actually mean it. I've been through my ups, through my downs, and there's times when I've written songs that I thought were going to do well and they didn't do well, and but when you write that special one that you really feel that it's going to do well and it does well, it feels amazing. And you're willing to go through all the flops.
When you walked in, we were playing what I'm hoping is one of those special ones. You have a new song out today.
Yeah.
It's called Move to Miami with your homeboy and I'm sure your brother, Pitbull, a.k.a. Chico. How are you feeling about that one?
Brother from a different mother. That's what I tell him. It feels so good. I mean, look, we're both Miami boys. We grew up here. We wanted to make a fun record. We think this is a real fun record that people are going to enjoy. They can have fun to it. You can dance to it, you can sing to it, you can do whatever you want. It's a feel record, a good feel record.
Yeah,
a feel-good record, sorry.
And it's definitely a great record for this summer. In fact, before you walked in, everybody in here was jamming out. And we have Dia and Kelvin, who actually is part of the afternoon crew with me. And, these guys are both recently graduated from UF. And when I say they were like, this is a bop! This is a bop! They were like losing their mind. So if that's, any sort of, clarification as to what you have on your hands.
I hope people like it. I hope the fans like it. We love it. Pitt and I love it. So hopefully everybody else loves it.
You know what, though? So speaking of you and Pitt, I've actually had the opportunity to see you guys put your show on. I was at a special event that you did at the Hard Rock. And then not a week later, I was at an event that you did at the AAA.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously 2 different sized venues, but the same energy, the same reaction from the audience. I mean, people just love you guys, and the energy that you bring, to the stage whenever you perform is just absolutely, it's contagious.
I think people know that there's a lot of things you can't fake it when you go on tour and you're having so much fun with someone like Pitt. There's always good energy, though. It always feels good. And we've been touring together for such a long time. It's been, we've done, I want to say, probably 4 or 5 tours together. And they don't get old. We always have a good time. And working with Pitt, I'm fortunate enough to say that I'm working with a friend, which is not... not always.
Well, especially when you're away from home and you're away from the, your family and the people that you love and all of that, and you're on the road, literally traveling the world because you guys travel the world together. It's probably better when you actually enjoy the company of the person you're, co-headlining
and touring can be tough. Touring, you need to rest. You need to. On this last tour that we just did, that we finished not too long ago, man, there was dates when I was pretty tired. You need to get. I think you realize that touring, as time goes on, you need to be more in shape. You need to rest more. You need to be in a good state of mind.
Again, as somebody who's done this for a while, and you've put on so many tours, and you haven't given us an album in a while, and we'll get to that, like a full-on album.
Since 2014, yeah.
Yeah, it's been a minute. But obviously,
do people care about albums anymore?
I was actually going to ask you, because I know you've given us some great, obviously singles. We loved Súbeme la radio. Like, I have to try to say it properly, or one of our other air personalities will completely clown on me. That would be Alpi. He's Colombian.
You said it perfectly.
He loves to roll his R's and be super extra with it. But again, yeah, you've been making music. You just haven't given us, an entire compilation of your personal work. But you've been touring. I mean, how does it not get draining? How do you keep the energy? How do you keep the passion for what you do?
I just love being up on stage. I love it. There's nothing. It's just when you having fun up there, you feel invincible. You feel like the happiest person in the world. It feels great. And then when you go to the studio, it could be a pain at times when you're stuck, when you have writer's block. But when you stumble upon that song that feels good, that is special, that you say, man, I'm willing to tour the world, to sing it a billion times. I don't care. This is how good I feel about this song. That's a great feeling, And then you get to perform that song on stage. And if you see that your fans react to it, it just makes it even greater.
Oh, your fans react. You say hello and they react.
No,
it's like,
no.
Don't do that. Anybody who has ever been to an Enrique Iglesias show knows exactly what I am talking about. Like, the hype before you even come out. Like, the audience, I've never heard, the AAA was so loud the night I was there to see you and Pitt. It was amazing.
I remember that show. That was a fun show.
To feel that energy. And I get that you guys are Miami boys. And speaking of that, I didn't realize how much of a Miami boy you really are. Like, people claim Miami, you know what I mean? But you are like pretty much I know you were born in Spain, but you grew up. Like, Miami helped mold who you are.
Born in Madrid, and I moved here when I was 8 years old. And I loved it since. And I know there are a lot of people ask me, do you think you could do you see yourself living somewhere else? I'm like, I try to think of other cities, but I just always come back to Miami. I tried to live in LA for a few months, and it's nice. The weather's nice. It's nice. The climate is nice, but I just miss my friends. I miss Miami. I miss the water. I miss so many things about Miami. This is my city.
You heard it. This is his city, ladies and gentlemen, and we are proud to have you claim us the way that you do. I do have to ask a question. So my first apartment on my own, I went to the University of Miami, was on 15th and Meridian. And
so you went to UM too?
I did. I'm a hurricane. And it was funny because I lived in this building. Long story short, there's no parking on South Beach, like zero. So I used to park on Espanola, and my car got towed numerous times. But there was like a rumor that you or your dad actually had a house at the top of Espanola Way. And now that I have you in the studio.
That's false.
Okay. I just wanted to know. I was like, because I've been like, yeah. And so Enrique used to like have a place over here. So I clearly don't ever take the Kimmy B Star Tours of Miami, because I make things up. But you are, a Miami guy. And I think that it's so special. Like, do you guys ever all get together, all you amazing Miami artists like Gloria Estefan and Pitbull and, just everybody that calls this place home?
Honestly, Pitt's the one that I really hang out with. Probably one of the few artists that just would become friends, and he always hangs out in the same spot. I always hang out in the same spot. I don't even want to say his spot because he's always there.
I got it.
And it's chill. It's laid back, and he's really he really is the only artist I hang out with. And I don't want to say that I don't want to hang out with the other artists. I'm saying since he lives in Miami, I guess it's a lot easier.
So you guys really are like besties.
I mean, and same generation too. It's crazy because with the Pitt, I mean, when I first met Pitt, he showed up in the studio with his friend, one of his best friends, which actually went to high school with me.
At Gulliver.
At Gulliver, yeah.
Wow. I just love saying all this because you are like legit. Like you and Pitt are as Miami.
Don't ask me a lot about UM, okay? Because I didn't even have a cane card. I don't even know how I got through my first year without a cane card.
Okay, I think somebody has to make sure that you get one. You need to have like an honorary cane card or something because
I didn't even finish college.
That's okay.
I dropped out of college.
To go become a global superstar. It's all right.
Nah,
we will still claim you.
I wish I would have finished.
Well, you can always go back. I'm sure they offer online courses.
No, it's okay.
It's all right. I'm sure the University of Miami is proud to say that you walked our beautiful country club campus.
It's a great school. It's a beautiful school.
It It is, and they have a great music program. Their music
do.
business program is amazing. And again, like I said, we're glad to say that you were a Kane, whether you finished or not. But, you know, it's funny to me because you seem like a guy, I guess, from the outside, if you didn't know. I think people would assume that as a solo artist, and you've had so much success as a solo artist, that you'd be most comfortable in that lane. But, you know, as I dug through, you know, the stories and just all the artists that you've worked with, you really are a great team player. You're a great collaborator. I love Kimmy. Sorry,
No,
you're good.
I feel like I cut you off, but I love working with other artists, especially because if I get to work with them in the studio and they take me on on different directions. Especially, for example, someone like Pitt or someone like Nicky Jam or someone like I got to work with Whitney Houston. I got to work with Wisin y Yandel. I got to work with so many different artists, with Usher, with Ludacris, and they all come from different musical backgrounds, and to be able to work with them, I think that's also being able to, take my music in different directions, and I love that.
Well,
I'm open to that.
It's clearly worked. And what I didn't realize was that you're also, you don't just write for yourself. And I think some people are not, I don't want to say greedy, but, you know, when you're a great songwriter and you write hits, you know, I think sometimes it's difficult for people to say, here, go sing my hit. You know, you go be and get the glory for it. But you really are generous in that respect. You're a songwriter, you're a producer. You do a lot of other things outside of just performing with other artists as well.
Honestly, most of the songs I write for myself, but a lot of times you will write them and say, maybe I'm not the right person to sing this song, you know, and it's happened in the past where another artist has come along and said, do you mind if I take the song? And I'm like, cool. If I'm, if it's not meant to be for me, it's meant to be for you.
What's it like watching somebody else sing a song that you wrote, probably about a personal experience?
I like it. I think it's interesting, and I love it when somebody's passionate about a record. You know, even if it's a record that I wrote that was meant to be for me, but I realized that I wasn't the right person to sing it.
Is there anybody on the Enrique to work with list like that's left? Because you pretty much knocked everybody.
You know how, Kimmy, I do it? I like to write songs first and then think of the artists that I would like to collaborate with. Because then, if you think about the collaboration before you write the song, for some reason it never happens.
Really?
Because you start... You overthink it. You overthink of what you're writing, and you're like, oh, they're gonna like this, or maybe I don't know. It's easier for me to just write the song and then imagine the artist that would be good for the song.
Very cool. Well, if you're an artist aspiring to work with Enrique, just know he doesn't write with an artist in mind. So you've all kind of got an open shot. You know, it's available for you. Is there anybody that's really impressing you that's out right now that you're just like, damn, you are killing it?
Post Malone.
Really?
Yeah, just because he's on fire. Just so many songs.
Yeah.
Just since he put out White Iverson, and then from there you had another record that was massive. Congratulations. And then Rockstar. And then now Psycho. And now what's a new one that I love, man? I can't stop listening to. Man, it's number one on Spotify. Better Now.
Okay.
It's just a great record. He's just...
Are you a hip-hop head?
I like all types of music. To me, Post Malone is just...
He's just he's
just global. He's like all around.
So is he kind of like the you? Is he the you of hip-hop?
I wish I was... I wish.
But I'm glad that you actually said that, because I didn't realize you're actually you have the most #1 dance hits in the history of Billboard for a male artist.
But I listen to everything. I listen to radio. I go on obviously on my computer, and I listen to all types of music. Always. And obviously growing up in Miami was for me great musically, because I was able to put on, actually, I used to listen to the station before.
Got you.
Even before you guys became a top 40 station. And then, which was Coast, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And then Power 96, Y100s, and then I would listen to the Latin stations. So it was so many different styles of music that helped me a lot,
Wow, that's crazy. I would love to see you at Ultra, though.
You would?
I think that you should totally jump on stage and do a set and perform some of your epic dance. Are you kidding me?
I live a few blocks away from Ultra, so I can hear it.
Bro.
So I have been there.
Yeah, but no, I think that you need to, that would be, obviously Swedish House Mafia getting back together was big, but I think you jumping on stage for a set at some point.
That'd be cool.
And doing your hits would be absolutely epic. And who doesn't really want to rock out in front of, what is that, 40, 50, 60,000 people?
That's a lot of people, yeah.
But you've performed to some really, again? Like, what's the biggest crowd you think you've ever?
The biggest crowd I've ever performed? I don't know. Actually, good question. I remember the first gig I did in Argentina was stadium, River Plate, and that was like 70,000 people, and I was a kid, and I was taking I was freaking out. But I've played some pretty big crowds.
Yeah. I think so, because
I personally like. I mean, if you can play them and if you can fill them up, arenas just they feel good. They have a good energy. You know, it's not. I like. I don't like. I think when you have a roof over, the energy stays in there. It's a little more contained.
Gotcha.
I like that. Better.
I like that.
It's better than amphitheaters, in my opinion.
Such a pro at this, although again you've been doing it for a while, so you have the time to figure out what you do and don't like and where your best performances are. Now again, you've been doing it for a while. One thing I will give you a lot of credit for, my man, you are very good at keeping your private life private. Like, very good. That's a skill that not a lot of people have, especially in this like TMZ era, you know, with Instagram.
What's TMZ?
Very good answer. I just want to know how you kept twins under wraps in Miami.
I know a lot of people have asked me this question. It's not, believe it or not, it's not that difficult. Not if you,
Enrique,
it's not.
Come on.
I mean, it wasn't difficult. What's interesting is I was in the hospital and I was telling my girl that, man, I hope we can keep this private and nobody finds out. Eventually in the hospital it was practically impossible, which is understandable. You know, there's lots of people. But I don't know. We said, let's keep it private, and it was private. Nobody found out.
Well, I say kudos to you. And let me tell you, when that news broke and we posted it like on our Instagram, sorry, I'm one of the culprits that helped spread the word. People were so happy for you guys. Like, I mean, congratulations on Nicholas and Lucy. I mean, to get two at once and get a boy and a girl, that's just absolutely epic.
Oh, they're so great.
Are you loving being a dad?
I love being a dad. I love being a dad. Hopefully I'm going to be a good father. Now, when I go on tour, it's tough the first few days. I try to not stay away more than 10 days.
Okay.
Max, because that to me feels like, I mean, when I come back every time they change in one day.
They grow so fast when they're little.
They grow so fast. And everybody that has kids says, hey, enjoy it, because it goes by so fast.
You know, it's funny. I was at a show, again, like I said, and I happen to be downstairs and backstage because obviously I work with DJ Laz and him and Chico, and I know you know Laz well and everything.
I see him all the time on tour.
I know. And it was funny because, you know, you and Anna both have this same very like low-key, chill vibe about you. She was down there and it was like, she walked by and there was no hubbub, there was no craziness. And it was kind of like, I did a double take and I was like, was that? And, and they were like, yeah. And I say that because it's like Anna. It's almost like one of those names that you don't speak. You know, it's like Anna, and it was. But do you think that that's something that has helped you guys maintain a relationship in this crazy? Because 17 years is a very long time for an everyday couple.
Yeah, I honestly look. We go through our ups and downs. We're not perfect, but we make it work. Do I think keeping it private has helped us? Has helped our relationship stay healthier than other relationships? I really don't know. I mean, we're not perfect. That I can tell you.
Let me just tell you, whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because 17 years is pretty impressive. Like I said, for any couple. Look at, boy, that's it. Did you? that is such a man answer. Hold on, girls, we will round up. Guys, we're like, 16 and a half. This is where we're at.
No, that's actually something she would say. She'd be like, no, 16 and a half.
I love it. You know what? But again, it's working, and the rest of us are out here struggling. So, I mean, if
struggling, come on, you don't look like you're struggling.
We live in Miami. This is not the easiest place to make relationships work. I'm just saying.
It's funny you say that, because I've heard a lot of people say this. Miami can be a tough town if you don't know much about Miami. But if you've grown up in Miami, you have your friends, and you know exactly where to go, what to do. It's pretty cool. You know?
It's an amazing city. But on behalf of all women that live in Miami, and probably even men too.
There's no dudes out there.
You and Pitt making a song encouraging everyone just to move here. You know what I'm saying?
Is that good or bad?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to get through the summer and
Timmy,
see.
that's good.
See
that's
what
good.
is happening.
You might meet a guy thanks to.
I don't know.
thanks to
She'll make you move to Miami. I just feel like you're either upping the competition, you're diluting the pool. I don't know. I love the song. I love the vibe. But it remains to be seen the impact it will have on the dating scene in South
Florida. The
Florida.
dating scene's gonna have a good impact, I think.
Oh boy.
It's definitely gonna bring tourists.
Well, that's great for Tinder profiles, and if you're not really ready for a commitment.
I have 4 friends that got married on Tinder.
No, you do not.
Yeah, I do.
Liar.
They've been married for one of them 5 years, another one 7 years. I have another one that's been married for I think 10 years.
On Tinder?
On Tinder, yeah. I think was Tinder around 10 years ago.
That's
Am I making that up?
We're making a Tinder profile.
No, but I do have a few friends that have gotten married on Tinder.
What if you have one friend that got married off of any of these dating sites? It gives me hope.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. And my road manager got married through eHarmony.
Wait, did you really?
Yeah. Oh no, was it no?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Was it? Oh no, it was Tinder or what's the other one that you are always on? I think it's called not Tinder. What's the other one? I forget it. I forgot.
Look at you, just putting everybody's business out there.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's a lot of them, and Facebook just got in on the action too, so it is what it is. But anyway.
That's the way to meet people nowadays.
Boy, like I said, keep doing whatever it is that you're doing, because your relationship seems to be working out pretty well, and I think you guys are equally yoked. I love a beautiful couple, and again, your vibe just seems,
Thank you,
there's so much simpatico there, and I love it. And I actually did see you guys at Nobu one night too at the Shore Club. I was having dinner.
That's funny.
And I think you were wearing
that's one of my favorite restaurants.
Really?
It is.
What's your favorite thing on the menu?
That's a good question. There's a lot of things that I love on that list, but I love the yellowtail jalapeno.
Oh, that is good. Do you eat at all the Nobus? Because I mean, you travel the world.
I've eaten in so many Nobus. It's funny you say that. Now that I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, I guess in LA and
New York.
I think I was in Tokyo and I went to Nobu. They're like, you're gonna go to Nobu in Tokyo?
Boy, when you know what the food is, there's nothing worse than going to a restaurant when you're hungry and then being disappointed by the meal.
Yeah.
So if you know Nobu, you know what you're going to get at Nobu, whether you're in Tokyo or Miami, and you want a good meal, right?
It's true. True.
You just stick with what you know.
Yeah, it's true. The food is great.
Again, we're super excited to have you back.
Thank you
Please,
so
this
much.
is your home. Now you don't really need to
back.
go anywhere
Next time,
else.
hopefully with Pitt, so we can have a fun conversation.
This wasn't a fun conversation.
No, this was a very fun, but we're going to make it even more fun.
I was about to say, let me find out. And again, for everybody watching, there were bets on which hat Enrique was going to wear today to this interview.
And I wear my Atlantico hat.
And there
Which,
you have.
by the way, if you haven't tried it, you should try it.
Okay.
Now I'm like plugging
Right? I love it. Well, now
like
I'll be, when you walk out the studio, I'll be Google Atlantico. And apparently the hat collection is extensive, yes?
It's extensive.
I love it. Well, you know what, though? I think that is another reason why the career has spanned as much time as it has. I think it's the whole vibe. It's the jeans and the T-shirt, and there's this accessibility and this low maintenance thing that is just, I don't know if you are low maintenance. I don't know if it's all a
extremely low
charade.
maintenance. Look at my entourage.
It's actually pretty big. It's out the studio, around the corner. This is just ridiculous. We had to hire extra security. I'm just kidding. It definitely is not. We're not going to give out the studio address, though, because we don't need people knowing you roll really simple.
It's cool. It's fun.
But anyway, like I said, you're welcome here anytime. Move to Miami is a great song. Super excited.
Thank you so much
to be playing it.
And congrats on the station. I know it's doing incredible.
We are doing pretty good, if I do say so myself.
Nah, you're being.
It is what it is. Again, Enrique, you are welcome here anytime. Move to Miami. How can our listeners follow you? Not like they don't already know, but go ahead and give out your social. Are you on social?
Yeah, of course. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter.
And it's just at Enrique Iglesias.
It's in Instagram at Enrique Iglesias, yeah.
You're amazing.
Which is my favorite.
We wish you nothing but continued success. Excited to have more music from you. Feel free to give us an album. I'm just saying.
Ma'am.
I know.
Soon.
Wait, really? Or are you just saying that?
No, I'm saying actually soon, yeah. I mean, I have a contract that says I have to turn in 2 albums. So I obviously got to turn in 2 albums at some point.
Well, there you go. Good news for all of my Enrique Iglesias fans out there. We will be getting an album because Enrique's got a contract. So at some point, he's got to get it done. He might throw in a couple tours before that, but eventually we will get some new albums. In the meantime, we will be rocking out to Move to Miami. You, the homie Chico, a.k.a. Pitbull.
Here we go.
And of course,
it's 97.3.